Some stories, they start in the most unexpected ways. This one begins with a gift. Then it vanishes for almost 50 years, and then it reappears from the ashes to become the very heart of a nation's faith. We're talking about a small, 1-foot-tall wooden statue of a child king that literally shaped the history and identity of an entire country. So let's dive in and see how this one object became such a powerful symbol for millions.
So that's the big question, right? How did this single ancient artifact, and we're talking about the oldest Christian relic in the Philippines, become the reason for a party so massive it brings millions of people into the streets? It's just this incredible explosion of faith and culture. As we're about to see, the story behind it is wow. It's so much deeper and more fascinating than you think.
All right, so to understand this, we've got to go back. Way back. Our story kicks off in the 16th century, not with a miracle, but with a bit of diplomacy, when European ships first landed on the shores of an island we now know as Cebu.
And things happen fast. I mean, really fast. Magellan shows up, and within a week, he's made an alliance with the local ruler, Raja Humaban. That deal was sealed when about 800 locals got baptized, including the Raja and his wife, who was renamed Juana. As a gift, Magellan gives Queen Juana this beautiful statue of the child Jesus. But just 13 days later, everything changes. Magellan is killed, and the Spanish have to get out of there.
So, there was this guy Antonio Pigafetta who was basically writing down everything that happened. And he noted that Queen Juana had this immediate, powerful connection to the statue. He said she cried with joy when she got it and promised to take great care of it. But with Magellan dead and his ships gone, that promise was about to be put to the ultimate test.
And just like that, the Spanish were gone. This is where the statue's first great mystery really begins. It was left behind, and for decades, the Santo Niño basically disappears from European history. But for the people of Cebu, its story was just getting started.
44 years. Just think about that for a second. The statue was left behind for an entire generation. People were born, they lived their lives, they died, and the memory of Magellan's quick visit started to fade. But that little image he left behind? It did not. And what happened during these so-called lost decades is the key to everything.
I mean, just imagine the scene. These foreign ships sail away, leaving behind this strange, super ornate figure of a little king. For a culture with its own complex spiritual world, this must have seemed like something from another planet, right? And now, it's just there. Its survival and what it would come to mean was now completely in the hands of the Cebuanos. Fast forward almost half a century. The Spanish? Oh, they came back. A new expedition, this one led by Miguel López de Legazpi, showed up with plans to stay for good. The Cebuanos were, understandably, not thrilled. A brutal fight broke out, and Legazpi's ships just bombarded the village, burning the whole settlement to the ground. It was a scene of total destruction.
And then, this is the moment everything pivots. In the middle of all the smoking ruins, a soldier named Juan Canis finds a wooden box. He opens it up, and inside, totally untouched by the fire that had destroyed everything around it, was the very same statue from 44 years earlier. For the Spanish, this wasn't just luck. No way. This was a divine miracle.
This event is so important, it has its own name, Kaplag. It's the Cebuano word for the finding, and it marks the moment the Santo Niño was kind of reborn, not as a diplomatic gift anymore, but as the sacred, miraculous icon that really signaled the start of Christianity putting down deep roots in the Philippines.
So that begs the huge question, right? What was going on with the statue during those 44 lost years? Well, the thing is, it wasn't lost at all. Not really. It was being adopted, transformed, and woven into a completely different spiritual world.
And this is where things get really fascinating. It's a process called religious syncretism. See, before the Spanish arrived, the locals honored spirits and ancestors through these carved figures called anitos. The Santo Niño, this really refined and royal-looking figure of a child, fit perfectly into their belief system. They didn't see it as some foreign god. They saw it as a more powerful, more beautiful version of their own idols. They even gave it a local name, Santo Niño, and used it in their own rituals, like bathing it in the sea to pray for rain.
The amazing Filipino writer Nick Joaquin, he just nailed it. He said the Santo Niño didn't erase the past. It became a bridge to it. By becoming one of their own deities, it made sure that when Christianity was officially established, the faith didn't feel totally alien. It already had a familiar, beloved face.
So,
From these really unique, blended beginnings, this devotion just explodes. It grows from local rituals into one of the biggest religious festivals in the entire world. This is where history turns into a living, breathing spectacle you have to see to believe.
At the very heart of it all is the Sinulog dance. The name comes from the word Sulog, which means like a river's current, and that's exactly what the dance looks like. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And get this dance was around before the Spanish ever showed up. The locals simply adapted it, shifting its focus to become a prayer in motion for the Santo Niño.
And if you ever go, you're going to hear one phrase over and over, everywhere. Pit Señor. It's not just a cheer, it's a prayer. It's a short version of Panang Pit Sa Señor, which means to call upon the Lord. It is the sound of millions of voices, all asking for the same thing.
So, the devotion that started in a single burned-down hut has now grown into what many people call the mother of all festivals in the Philippines. And the scale, it's honestly hard to wrap your head around unless you're standing right in the middle of it.
Okay, let's talk numbers for a second. 5.2 million. In recent years, the estimated crowd for the Grand Parade in Cebu has topped 5 million people. That is more than the entire population of some countries, all gathered to honor this one little statue. It's just incredible.
And we're talking about a massive cultural event, too. The prestige is enormous. The grand prize for the main Sinulog dance competition is 3 million pesos. So, yeah, this isn't just some local parade. It's a world-class showcase of art and faith.
And while Cebu is ground zero, this devotion has spread like wildfire all over the country. The Santo Niño inspires huge celebrations, from the Dinagyang in Iloilo and the Ati-Atihan in Aklan, all the way to the capital, Manila. Each one has its own special vibe, but at the heart of them all, the Santo Niño. Which brings us right back to where we started. Is it history, faith, or culture that gives an object its power? The story of the Santo Niño shows us it's never just one thing, is it? Its power comes from this perfect storm, a convergence of all three: a historical accident, a faith that was able to adapt, and a vibrant culture that grabbed onto it, protected it, and in the end, made it completely its own.
If you found this explainer helpful, inspiring, entertaining, and informative, please share, like, and subscribe. Watch for the next upload. Thank you!